Try not to smile too much.
Sorry. I was making her trying to smile.
Should we be smiling? No.
Let's keep talking.
Well, brothers and sisters, I thank you. I'm the Reverend Mullins here, and my congregation and I, neighbors and friends, brothers and sisters, we've come together to mourn the demise of this fine house, Miss Anderson's house at 1723 Napier. And it's a fine day on the unceded Coast Salish territories here, a good day to reflect on who actually owns the land and what becomes of it. And I think to myself, when I see this house, this rooming house, a place where people would shelter in the warm embrace of home and hearth, I think to myself that I take great solace from John 14:2, which says, "My Father's house has many rooms." Well, so did Miss Anderson's house have many rooms, brothers and sisters.
Amen.
Miss Anderson's house had 4 rooms in the top, 2 in the middle, some in the basement, room for 9 tenants. And in its century of proud dominion on this corner, Miss Anderson's house sheltered soldiers coming back from World War II, sheltered single mothers, widowers, small families, those of poor means and rich talent, folk musicians, young people, playwrights, even an editor from the Vancouver Sun. All of these people and more came in and out of this house, some people even here today. And when we think of this house, we mourn this house. We mourn the loss of this rooming house, this affordable place, but so too do we mourn the loss of affordability across East Vancouver. And when the wrecker's ball arcs towards these timbers, brothers and sisters, let them not in City Hall hear only the cracking of wood and the breaking of plaster. Let them hear our righteous anger. Let them hear, brothers and sisters, that no more thou shalt not dwelleth in structures touching heaven, in golden cages in the sky. Our society commands us, dwelleth close to the earth, with thine brothers and sisters, dwelleth in affordable places. And if thou buildeth structures as shelters not for thy fellow man, but for thine investments, and the investments of thine fellow speculators, then woe unto you, brothers and sisters, woe unto you. Whoa. And I say on this day, as the wrecker's ball swings towards Miss Anderson's house, not one more house shall fall in East Vancouver. Not one more.
I hope not.
Amen. Because the 10 and more households that used to live here for $500 a month will be no more, replaced with instead 2 upwardly mobile households of young urban professionals, perhaps paying $750,000 or $1 million each. I see that our joy has even set off the local fire alarms and car alarms here. I think that's a good thing. But I leave you with these thoughts as we depart. That I do not want to see further notices of demolition on doorways like this. I would like to see notices of demolition on the doorways of municipal parties who are owned by and for major developers. I would like to see wrecking balls swing onto those parties, brothers and sisters, not onto affordable housing. And so I say to you, let us pray. Let us pray, but let us also be angry. Ashes to ashes, sawdust to sawdust. Thank you, brothers. We'll also have a few people speak today who are neighbors, who are friends, who have lived in the house before. Maybe Tony, if you'd like to say a few words.
Sure. I'd just like to say that it was such a shame to see this beautiful house go. It was one of the most enjoyable places I've ever lived in Vancouver. So close to Commercial Drive, affordability, and as well as many, many good friends that I met in this house. It was an affordable place for myself. Easy access to everything in the downtown core, including my work. I just want to say goodbye to this beautiful house. I miss you. I was only here for about 1.5 years, and it was such a comfortable feeling. And the history that was behind this house was incredible as well. To think that the soldiers that fought for our freedom here in Canada fought hard and came to this house, found refuge here, and then was able to get back into society after the torture and torment that they went through during the war. It's a lot of history here that should still be remaining, and it's such a shame. Once again, it's such a shame to see this house go. I loved it here, and on top of it all, I'm still homeless. I'm looking for a place. Fortunately, I have friends who look after me, and so I'm in good shape. I work all the time, work in the movie industry, as well as I do concerts at Rogers Arena. But to find the affordable housing is becoming more and more difficult every day. Yes, I can afford a bit more than what I want to, but I'm saving for retirement. I'd like to have a single guy, a grandfather, and just want to have a nice, comfortable, easy, affordable housing to live in. That's all we ask for, and this certainly isn't the start of it, it's the demise of it. A lot of us are scattered all over Vancouver right now. But anyway, there we go. Goodbye, 1723 Napier. Militia, take care. Thanks very much, folks, okay, for being here. I was the last one out. They were putting the boards up when I was taking my furniture out. I wasn't going to give in to the last moment. So I stuck to the end. There we go. Thank you so much, folks. Thank you.
So what's your name?
Tony Polson.
Spell your last name.
P-O-U-L-S-E-N.
And how long did you live here?
About a year and 8 months. So it was a great spot, man. It was great. I mean, a lot of good people were here. A lot of good people. Now we're all spread all over the place. Anyway, there we go. Thanks again. Thanks. Really nice. Well.
Bye.